Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead Daryl Dixon video, and today I'll be talking about episode 6. And did episode 6 inadvertently set up a potential Rick Grimes reunion with Daryl Dixon? So let's talk about that. And the way the episode ends is that Laurent goes with Ash back to the Commonwealth while Daryl and Carol head to England to make the long way home. However, and I don't think the writers have actually thought this through, if you're sending these characters to the Commonwealth, there's only so long until those characters at the Commonwealth can be like, hey, where's Daryl and Carol? They should be back by now. So that would mean that eventually Laurent's going to get worried about Daryl and going to talk about how they should be back by now. And maybe when Rick Grimes eventually comes back, even though in universe with what we've seen about the shows, one show says he is back, one show says he isn't back, depending on the Schrodinger's cat of where is Rick Grimes, he might end up starting a mission to go and save Daryl and Carol, or even using the CRM to head over to Europe to grab them. We know the CRM have the power to cross the Atlantic, and I think that's how they're going to get back. We know apparently in season 3 they're going to be in England, get on the wrong boat and end up in Spain for another 2 seasons. But then what happens then? Are they going to have to go back through France, back into England to get on the boat again? Or are they going to get on a boat in Spain and head over to England? What is going to happen with these characters? And they can only be gone for so long. It takes roughly 5 days to cross the Atlantic by sea. So if we're looking at Daryl and Carol, they should be back in the Commonwealth within a month or 2. And are they going to suddenly condense every single season from now on to take place within a week or 2 or a month or 2? Because if we're going to go on for another 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 seasons, because you have actors like Norman Reedus and the showrunner talking about maybe a 6 or 7 seasons for this show, are the rest of these seasons going to be super condensed so that we don't have the issue that, okay, what's Laurent doing? Is he just accepting that Daryl's dead and not bothering? I don't think Laurent would have done that. He would have been like, okay, we need to go find Daryl. We need to go and complain about this. So all that leaves is they're either going to ignore this, and I don't think they will, or they're secretly teasing, sending Laurent to the Commonwealth. Daryl and Carol are going to get stuck somewhere, like in Spain, and somebody else is going to have to come and save them. And that somebody else is going to have to be Rick Grimes, because he has the connections with the CRM, which we know can easily get around the world. They have planes, they have helicopters, they can get to Europe with no issue. It looks like everything now is leaning towards this show will end with Rick eventually coming into the show and saving Daryl and Carol, and it does in line with what Andrew Lincoln wants with the character. He will come back if it's a small scale story, and the story of Daryl Dixon seems to be very small scale compared to what The Walking Dead became and compared to The Ones Who Live. It is just Daryl and Carol going around Europe, getting into scuffles and dealing with this and that. And I think with all the variance and the difference and the survival focus that the show sometimes does, it's perfect for what Andrew Lincoln wants with Rick Grimes. It's a different aspect for the character, and I think what they're doing with Daryl Dixon could be the reason why they are so tight-lipped about the Daryl and Rick reunion. Everyone's saying, oh, we're not thinking about it happening, but what if they have a plan and they're like, okay, we're going to write Rick into the final season at some point, and whenever the final season is, they're going to write him into the story so that he's the one that saved them and bring them home. And I think that's what's going to happen. Unless they have just completely blown their own minds and done something dumb like, okay, we're going to write a character to the Commonwealth and then forget about it. It'll be really, really dumb. I really hope that we don't go on for another 4 seasons and it's been months in the universe timeline and Laurent never spoke a word about Daryl not coming back. It'd be really annoying. So they have written themselves in a corner that somebody's going to have to come and save them within 2 months. It doesn't take that long to head from France to America, and saying that they made it to England in maybe 2 days, it's 5 days by sea to make it to America. It doesn't take that long. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think, like me, they are secretly setting up a Rick Grimes reunion with Daryl Dixon? Or do you think this is just poor writing and big oversight from the showrunner? I don't know all your thoughts down below, but this is just my opinion, so I'll talk to you later.